Because there is one of the many people in here. We have all our other sister cities. You know, we're carrying them on our back. We're taking care of them with us. Willing to join us. There's things that we need to do to maybe even through public opinion to force these people to step up and join us. You get cities like Oakville, McClary, Alma, all them. We're carrying the load for them. So it's not just Grace Harbor County. Grace Harbor County should be stepping up and doing their fair share too. The whole thing is we have Sister City over here. We have Ocean Shores, Westport, all that. And where are they? Are they here who will stand up and saying, can we help you? No. And so we really need that. I believe a camp is a good thing. It's a step for these people to get their feet on the ground. So that's really an important thing. I know a lot of people here, I don't know if you've all have had tough times. I know I've had tough times. And like this gentleman sitting here in front of me, and you can, if you have an opportunity, you can make something of yourself. And so I think we should be feeling some compassion for our fellow man. If we shut this camp down here, we're going to have them on every street corner again. We're going to have them hiding back in the bushes again. And we have accomplished nothing all this year work. So I'm just asking for us to step together and call our brothers and sisters outside the city limits of Aberdeen to join us. I really sincerely feel that. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything else to offer?
No, but would you like to share your opinion?
Oh, okay.
I
feel like I've talked a lot already. Well, I think we need a TASL until some more of the goals in the county's homeless housing plan can be achieved. And that housing and homeless plan is pretty robust. And it calls for a lot of partners, it calls for all of these things that we're yearning for. And I totally couldn't have said it better than Councilwoman Cashman when she said, why do we have to ask? How come they're not trying to help us find a way to fit into something that they're all experts on? These agencies, they're experts in these areas, and yet when I'm trying to stay positive, and it is kind of shocking to have a real crisis and be needing access to these services that are operated by other experts and have them just kind of look at you and say, well, show us how they just give you a mountain of paperwork and prove to us you deserve it. And that I'm trying I'm trying to stay positive and just work through that, because I think we can find a way, because the plan is there. But I also endorse the idea, and this is kind of why we tried to have a do-over by hot-footing it out to the people who control the purse strings on this issue, and just have a do-over and a reset, because more due diligence and more planning and less the seat of the pants is going to serve us well. We have to strike a balance. We have a crisis. We need to move quickly. We need help to move quickly, but it also has to be methodical, and there are rules to the funding that is available, and we need help with that. Staff has heard me say this, we have had a lot of public comment about the TASL that we have, and I think sometimes when people are really angry, it's easy to recite what they're trying to tell you, but we're being told a lot of very constructive things. And one of them is that I'm glad to hear that we're doing some more real enforcement. Real enforcement, that's supposed to be a piece of cake for us. That is our bailiwick. And I'm not in favor of moving the TASL until we show our community we can run a tighter ship. And I think that we're capable of doing that. In terms of the cost, it's going to be a bitter pill for a while. This problem isn't going to go away. But I can tell you that in the counties, plan for achieving a low barrier shelter. And our discussion we're trying to have is that you have a goal of a low barrier shelter that you say is gonna cost $600,000 a year to serve 35 people at a time. Well, we've got almost 80 down there who are unsheltered right now. What do we do in the interim until this goal for a countywide goal of a low barrier shelter can be achieved? And that's where I really hope we can come together as a county. But so the 260,000 is actually probably the least it's ever going to cost, because if we then, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm hoping that we can, but it shouldn't, that 260 shouldn't just be all on Aberdeen, because we are dealing with something that is acknowledged as a countywide issue. It's in their plan. We just need to deal with the unsheltered now. So anyway, that's my elevator speech.
I read in the paper a while ago that the city of Ocean Shores actually has a moratorium against homeless shelters.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'd rather look at something. I saw something like that. I was like, there. I was looking to learn more about that. Yeah.
Sorry, I won't speak for Patrice, but I highly recommend.
I look forward to seeing what the outcome of that will be.
That was a great for
Yeah, there was a place in a shelter there, and they put a moratorium on them for the stop there for the making one.
Can I follow up with you later and get more information?
Alright,
Or is it on the?
it's on the table.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Mayor Shea.
I did mention before, I had a very brief conversation with Mayor Oakwim, Ocean Shores, Elma, Monty, and Oakville on this very subject about partnering and funding for this. Again, it was very brief. We didn't have much opportunity at this particular time, and so the main outcome of that conversation was that we're going to try to arrange a time when we can have another conversation and dig into it. So,
Thank you. Councilwoman Cosby.
So, several years ago, I helped with the church camps when they were doing their homeless camps. By law, unless things have changed, by law in the state of Washington, homeless camps can be hosted either by a church or a city entity, and that's pretty much about it. As far as those are places that are absolute confirmed. You can't, you know what I mean? Places you can go. I wonder if the city, if we couldn't start maybe partnering with some of the churches in the community. You've got a lot of people there that are actually wanting to help. It might help defray some of the costs. We might be able to help get some more services to some of these people. And again, I'm all about keeping the cost down. Like you said, it's not going to be cheaper than what we've spent. Maybe there's some things that we can do to help defray some of that. Maybe there's a church out there that has a property that might work for us.
Council President Shaw. Councilwoman Crosby, I would love to have follow-up conversation with you, because it is my understanding and my personal experience that there has not been a lot of cross-fertilization between the city and the religious organizations. The few that we have reached out, that we have had conversations with, have not been particularly forthcoming with assistance. So I would really love to follow up with you on that, with you, or actually Lisa, probably, because she's been organizing.
I will say that if you look at your timeline, so Patrice was great in doing this timeline. So number one, just as a couple comments, May 2019 is when we started looking at properties. We looked at, the city staff looked